We just got a quick update for y'all. I just want to get into this real quick. I wanted to share it with y'all because a little bit of an exclusive, I think. I don't know if anybody else has picked up on it yet, so it may not be, but we'll see in a minute. So I'm just gonna let a couple of y'all get in here real quick while I update the texting community. Let me know when you guys can see and hear me clearly. Okay, I see a couple of y'all in the room. I'm doing this from my phone, so y'all just gotta bear with me real quick. I gotta go out and run some errands, but I wanted to drop this on y'all today. We're gonna get these videos out one way or another today, okay? Shout out to everybody who's getting in the room. Okay, great. You guys can see and hear me clearly. All right, so just a quick update for you guys. Something that I just happened to find out from one of the Skye Squad members who hit me up online. We do have a response from Crystal Kung MINKOFF, who is from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And this is really important because I think that it really shows some solidarity with, you know, a lot of us who are upset and who are really outraged by the vile things that Jennie Nguyen had posted on her Facebook page and then deactivated the page and then, you know, came out with a lame apology and then essentially lied about deactivating the page a year ago. If she deactivated it a year ago, she obviously reactivated it because the thing was back up and people was looking at it just yesterday. So we about to get into that. I just wanted to kind of give people a refresher for those of you guys who may be new around here and may not know that we're kind of trying to do a little bit of a, I want to keep the coverage of this situation going because I do have to say that, you know, I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for something to happen with this situation. But let me give you guys the tea on what's going on. So let me pull it up real quick. And let me make some room over here. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, let me know if y'all can see that. I tried to make it as big as possible. Okay. So I had one of the Skye Squad members, Ms. Rachel D. Sanders, hit me up on the line on Instagram and say, we got a response from Crystal MINKOFF, you know, about how she felt about it. Because up until now, the only person that we've heard a peep from has been Meredith Marks, right? And even Meredith Marks really couldn't say that much because she let us know that, you know, they were kind of under orders not to say anything about the situation. So we do know that Bravo is at least aware of what's happening, or at least the production company is. And I don't know how you could not be aware of this situation because it is literally on every major news outlet that's out there. If you Google Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, you will see nothing but Jennie Nguyen's picture, okay? I got to make sure I say that last name correctly because y'all was reading me earlier about mispronouncing her name. So I want to make sure that I get that correct because that's important. Now, and again, continued coverage of this situation because it's important. It's important to everyone who was out marching in 2020 for the Black Lives Matter movement. It's important to, you know, people who had to watch what happened to George Floyd. It's important because it's also important to the families of victims who have had to deal with, you know, anything dealing with, you know, police brutality or anything like that. This is important because those posts were aimed and directed at those people who were directly affected by or involved in protests, marches, and even those who weren't. So again, to me, this is important to me. So I'm going to keep on talking about it until somebody says something about it. Okay. And so thank you to Ms. Rachel D. Sanders for hitting me up on Instagram and understanding that we are trying to bring light to this issue. And she hit up Crystal MINKOFF in the comments of her Instagram. And so she says, as a fellow housewife, how do you feel about Jennie's posts about Black people? And Crystal MINKOFF said, unfollowed, period. Okay. Now, These may not be major statements because I'm pretty sure she can't say too much, right? But it at least showed us she is aware of the situation. She knows what's going on, and she knew enough to distance herself from that mess. But to take it a step further, Miss Rachel D. Sanders pressed on, okay? And I got to shout her out because that was really, it was really bold and brave of her to do that because, you know, at the end of the day, she could have left it there. But then she said, thank you for not supporting her and her foolishness. And Crystal responded with, it's bullish, okay? Now, for me, it wasn't just the unfollow. It was also the it's BS, okay? Now, we also know that Jennie Nguyen's niece had come out and basically stated that Jennie Nguyen's storyline on the show was not real, that it was fake, right? And a lot of this had to do with the sister wife situation and what have you. Now, this happened at the start of the season, and now the young lady is also, you know, still commenting about the situation, asking if the people are surprised about this whole situation. So the niece been knew something was awry with this whole situation. The rest of us had a clue something was going on with her. Something was a little tick, tick, boom with her for some reason, but we just couldn't figure it out. We couldn't put the pieces of it together until these posts came to light. And now it's all making sense for so many of us. And it's causing a lot of us to go back and look at what the niece was posting, okay? And the niece, now looking back at the niece, because you know a lot of times when a person comes out on a reality TV show, sometimes there's a lot of hype around the person. And sometimes with that hype will be people who will want to try to expose them for whatnot. And a lot of times I don't always pay attention to that. Mostly because I kind of want to experience the person for myself, right? But looking back at it now and listening to what the niece got to say now, I'm like, well, we should have been listening to you all along, okay? This wasn't one of those situations where it was somebody was just, you know, trying to get their 15 minutes of fame in addition to. This was somebody who was trying to warn the general public about who exactly this lady was, okay? But back to Crystal MINKOFF, I'm actually proud that she said something because, you know, she could have ignored the post from Mrs. Rachel D. Sanders. She could have not said anything, but she chose to show her solidarity and support because she knew in this situation, right is right and wrong is wrong. And this whole situation is completely wrong. And so now the question remains, and I'm still trying to hold out hope, and I'm still trying to have patience, because I want to believe in the network, and I want to believe that this is just too egregious for them to ignore, even though they are already filming for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City season 3. I would like to know that something is being done about this situation, because while we want to be entertained by these housewives, we do not want to be repeatedly and egregiously offended by these housewives in such a manner that, because Jennie's posts were dangerous. They were dangerous because they not only spread misinformation, but they also seem to almost incite a certain level of hostility towards Black people. And that to me it goes above and beyond a little something that's a situation that's murky. Again, as I've stated before, this is black and white. Okay. It's very, very black and white. And so I would expect to see in the coming days, we will see other, housewives or other reality stars, come out and have something to say about this, because something needs to be said. And I understand that right now, a lot of them may not be saying anything because, they kind of want to understand what the network has to say about it first. And so because that's their job, I understand why they're doing it, but I still need for the network to just come out and acknowledge this and tell us what is going to be done about it. Okay. That's what I want for this situation. And you know I don't want for people to feel like I'm harping on this situation, but I would like to know that the shows that I'm passionate about, because I do review this show, I would like to know that the shows that I'm passionate about, I don't have to stop watching because they have refused to get rid of a person who is spreading rhetoric that is dangerous for a lot of people. Okay. And so that is the reason why I want to stay on this whole situation until I see something being said or something being done or some type of resolution, even if I'm disappointed. Okay. I've got to try, even if it's just me. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I just wanted to come on here and give y'all this bit of information, small as it may be. I do understand that every little step that we can take. Oh, thank you so much, Mina Shay, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Every little step that we take. I mean, I know I could be fighting a losing cause, but you know, it's just something. My little way of hopefully trying to see a situation rectified, and that's it. Okay, that's it. So with that being said, I got another video coming out a little bit later, you know, but I'll put that out in about a couple of hours or so. You know, but this was important to me, so I wanted to come in here and drop that off and just say, you know, thank you to Crystal for, you know, just being in support of us. You know what I'm saying? Because again, every little thing helps in this situation. That's it for now. You know, again, if I get another update, I'll come back on here with y'all, you know, give y'all little quick things, you know, that when I hear them, you know, we'll keep the conversation going. But outside of that, I'm gonna go run my errands, and y'all know I love y'all, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.